First, decaf coffee.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I have never drunk a decaf coffee before.
Oh, wow, OK.
What coffee do you drink?
Straight up espresso, man. I just like it black and neat, no milk. So I find with decaf, I can still enjoy it, but the flavours are so much lighter that I'm not getting that same kind of satisfaction.
Caffeinated all the way.
Yeah?
I just don't understand decaf. It's in the name. It's coffee, it's caffeine, it's supposed to be there.
What is the difference between decaf coffee and normal coffee?
Just trying to remember this and pull up the information on our database.
For me, it tastes less of coffee. Is that because the caffeine they're taking out, that's some of the flavours come out?
It shouldn't affect the taste at all.
Oh, it must be psychological then.
It could very well be.
How do they take the caffeine out?
That's a question that I don't know, but we can certainly find out for you.
To get the lowdown on coffee, there's only one place to go. Brazil is the world's biggest coffee-producing country. 3 billion kilos of the stuff is grown here every year. One of the main coffee-growing regions is the state of Sao Paulo. Helping me is local guide Caio.
So if I was to make coffee that was decaffeinated, someone here, would they sort of frown upon it?
Definitely, yeah.
They would?
I'm sure there are some people who enjoy it.
But as a nation?
As a nation, no.
We're heading for a coffee bean research institute where they've made a revolutionary discovery.
Are they growing stuff there that they don't want other people to know about?
Yeah, well, they developed these coffee beans without caffeine. To me, it's still a mystery.
So is that a bit top secret?
Oh, yeah, I guess so, Jimmy.
Access to the institute is by invitation only.
Oh, check it out. Oh, coffee all around.
So we're covered in coffee right now, look at this.
Yeah.
Coffee beans grown on bushes like these all contain caffeine, and it's an expensive factory process removing that caffeine. If they can get a naturally decaffeinated coffee onto the market, it could make billions of dollars. I've come to meet the Institute Director, Orlando Mayo de Castro.
How many cups of coffee would you have in a day?
10
10
cups by day.
10 cups of coffee a day?
By day.
I want to know about the bean that you've developed, which is a bit top secret, isn't it?
Nossos pesquisadores estavam fazendo avaliações e descobriram 3 plantas que tinham teor baixíssimo de cafeína.
Sounds like they've hit the jackpot. A decaf coffee that tastes like the real thing.
Em torno de 10% do café consumido no mundo é café descafeinado. Então, se você consegue um café naturalmente sem cafeína, que é isso que nós temos, isto é muito importante.
These plants won't be ready for commercial cultivation for 7 years. So for now, the only option is normal beans with the caffeine taken out. But how do they do that? Caio's taken me to the only factory in the whole country that decaffeinates coffee beans.
If I was in the business of decaffeinating coffee beans and somebody developed a bean that was already reduced caffeine, I'd go a bit crazy, because that could possibly mean the end of their business.
Definitely, yeah.
CoCam produce 40,000 tonnes of decaf every year and export it all over South America. Senor Murai is one of the production specialists.
What I want to know is how you get a bean like this and get the caffeine out of it.
It's an industrial process. We submit the beans to a chemical process, and then, okay, the coffee is decaffeinated, ready to be roasted.
There are a number of ways to decaffeinate coffee, but manufacturers don't put the details on the label.
Wow. So what are they? What happens inside?
Coffee is put in contact with the solvent to remove caffeine.
What is the solvent?
Methylene chloride.
Can we have a look inside?
Yes.
The beans sit in the solvent for up to 14 hours to extract the caffeine.
It's like the smell from the green bean.
But it's like hits you in the back of the throat.
It's the same smell you felt in the warehouse.
Really?
Yes.
No.
These huge tanks of methylene chloride, or what a chemist would call dichloromethane, weren't part of the guided tour. But after a bit of persuasion, Senor Murai agrees to let me have a look at the stuff.
Here it is.
This is it.
Yes.
This is the thing that takes the caffeine out of the coffee bean.
Yes.
Can I have a little smell?
Yeah, you can see it inside, yeah.
It reminds me of the smell of the glue that I used to use when I used to make my little aeroplane models. It's that sort of, that smell.
Later, we'll be finding out more about this industrial solvent that decaffeinates our coffee beans.
Can I taste a little bit?
Nope, it'd be very bad for your health if you did that.
Really?
Yes.
Next up, chewing gum.
Hello, I've just got a quick question. What makes chewing gum chewy?
I've no idea.
So do you think chewing gum is made of a type of rubber or something?
But I wouldn't have thought so, no.
When I was a kid growing up, my mum always said that if you swallow chewing gum, it'd get tangled up in your bones.
I know that everyone's always advised not to swallow it, aren't they? I mean, that's something that I've always been told as well.
Have you ever swallowed chewing gum?
To be honest, yes.
And what happened?
Well, nothing that I'm aware of.
So if I swallow it, nothing will happen then?
Well, that's entirely up to yourself.
And do you know what...
So what is chewing gum made of, and is it safe to swallow? Kate managed to secure a behind-the-scenes access to a chewing gum factory in Finland.
It is like walking into a fridge. It's absolutely freezing. I think it's about -10 degrees.
It turns out the gum world is surprisingly secretive. We contacted two of the biggest manufacturers, Wrigley's and Cadbury's, but neither were very enthusiastic about a visit.
Hi, I'm Kate. My name is Mira. Welcome.
But fortunately, Mira said yes.
You won't believe how long it's taken me to find my way into a chewing gum factory. Months.
Hey.
Ah, hi.
I'm Dan from Peppersmith.
Dan,
nice to meet you.
great. Kate.
This company's ingredients are all natural, derived from plants and trees.
What are you making today?
Spearmint, and then we're making some lemon and peppermint as well.
First, the intriguing gum base is mixed with all the other raw materials, including sweeteners and flavourings.
So once you've put all of the ingredients in here, how long does it take to mix it all up?
About an hour or a little bit longer.
It's as if you're an Oompa Loompa. Have you seen the film?
I don't know.
This factory can make over 200,000 pieces of chewing gum a day. But what's gum maker Dan using if it's all natural?
So this is your gum base?
Yeah. We source it from the Central American rainforest. And do you know what chick clay is?
No. What is chick
So chick clay is the sap from a sapodilla tree.
This gum has been used for thousands of years. The tree is tapped and the gum filtered, then cooked.
So I can take a bit off here.
Yep. Put it on.
How does it taste? It's all about texture, really. There's not much taste there. It tastes like chewing gum when you've had it in your mouth for, you know, half an hour and there's no flavour left. Yeah. So, Dan, you know, I don't know if you remember when you were in the playground at school and everyone would say, don't swallow your chewing gum. If you swallow your chewing gum, it'll wrap around your heart and kill you.
Well, we would never recommend swallowing it just because there's a very, very small risk that it might get stuck sort of somewhere along the way.
Do you swallow?
That's a great question. No, I spit. I put it out and put it in the bin.
But natural chewing gums constitute only a fraction of the market. So what's in the regular gum base? Kate finds out later on. Next, it looks similar and tastes alike, but it's got less calories. How do they make diet bread?
I'm on a bit of a diet, right? So the diet bread, it'd be low calorie, right?
I believe so. I don't really know much about bread, to be honest with you. Maybe better, maybe even checking like the Weight Watchers website or something like that for information on it.
Right, okay. Do you know how they take the calories out?
I wouldn't know.
Diet bread seems to be a bit of a mystery. Will a specialty baker be able to shed any light on it?
Hi, Alistair.
Alistair is. Hi, Matt. Pleased to meet you.
Alistair and his team use 7 tons of flour each week to create everything from sourdough to spelt and baguettes to chewy brown. He's dedicated his life to the loaf. There's nothing this man doesn't know about what goes into bread.
We have our ingredients here, basically. Water, flour, salt, yeast. The difference is more in maybe some of the additives, the E numbers, the emulsifiers, the things that give bread shelf life, which we don't deal with, but they're minor ingredients.
Basic bread is very straightforward.
Bread is simple stuff. You just got you got to love it to make it nicely, of course, but it's pretty simple stuff.
Right, let's make it. So this is your basic bread, right? Yeah. So if I go along to the supermarket and I get a loaf off the shelf and it's a low-cal diet loaf, what are they taking out or what are they adding to this to make it low-calorie?
I don't know, because if you take the flour out of there, you're going to get a soup. I suppose, I don't know. No, I'm stumped.
You haven't heard of any clever ingredient that you can add to...
I haven't. But, you know, I mean, maybe there is something.
You haven't had much
You
call
can tell
for
me
it
about
yourself?
it. No, we haven't had a lot of call for it.
Matt still hasn't been able to find out how they cut the calories from diet bread. No one seems to know.
No idea. It's the stuff they put into it, isn't it?
Bacteria, fungus.
They must do something to the flour.
So he's decided to visit dietitian Melissa Little to get some answers.
How you doing? Right. So I'd imagine in diet bread there's something clever going on. There's a raising agent, there's something to lighten it, there's a different type of flour, there's I don't know what. They're doing something, aren't they? Because there's what, 51 calories in that,
Yep.
which doesn't sound that much.
This
here.
one's 50.
And what would you
and
find
the
in the
normal
regular
ones is
one?
about 100 calories per slice.
Okay.
So pretty much double.
So what are they doing? How do you take the calories out of bread?
Here we have a slice of your low calorie.
Okay.
And then this is a regular.
Right, okay. Which feels
Okay.
a lot heavier.
Yeah, and if you hold them up,
It's smaller.
it's smaller.
Kidding me? Is that true? Diet bread is smaller.
It's smaller.
It's about portion control. With Weight Watchers, this is done by variation in slice and loaf size that are then given their own Pro Points value, allowing customers to make informed choices. Hovis Nimble use more protein and an open-top bake to create slices that are less dense and smaller in size. They told us that using these ingredients and processes are more costly. Weight Watchers said that the price of their bread is set by the retailer, not the manufacturer.
And often they're charging you more for the diet stuff. So if you figure out the price per gram, you're actually paying more.
Opens up a whole new world of diet goods for me. Diet cheesecake. Eat a little
Just eat
bit.
half.
Back to Brazil and coffee. I found out there's a new naturally decaffeinated coffee bean secretly being cultivated. It's likely to revolutionise the coffee world, but decaffeinated factories need not worry, as there's another very lucrative side to their business.
So what have we got in here then?
Caffeine we extract from the beans.
Whoa! Pure caffeine.
Yeah, this caffeine we sell to soft drink industries.
So like energy drinks?
Energetic drinks, yeah, to some pharmaceuticals companies also.
Oh, I see. So when you take headache pills or pills for flu, it often says caffeine on the label.
Yes.
It's come from here.
Yes.
Caffeine sells for $36 per kilo, so it's actually worth more pound for pound than decaf beans.
25 kilos of pure caffeine here.
Yes.
How many kilos of coffee beans?
3 tons.
3 tons. 3 tons.
So if we want those types of fizzy drinks and headache pills, that caffeine stripping process is going to carry on. Back in the UK, I decided to find out more about that pungent solvent that took me back to my model making days.
Hi, you must be Darren.
I am. Just need to put these on before you come in.
Okay, lovely job.
This place supplies chemicals to all types of industries and sells lots of dichloromethane.
Can I have a look at the solvent close up?
I've got a bottle here in the fume cupboard.
Can I taste a little bit?
No.
Just a little bit, a spoonful?
It would be very bad for your health if you did that.
Really?
Yes. Basically, that sign means it causes some damage to the human body, basically. Well, it's a known carcinogen. It can cause cancer.
No
It
way.
says so on the label just there.
You're telling me this stuff causes cancer?
It's been proven to cause cancer, yeah.
But yet we can use it to take the caffeine out of our coffee.
We can, yeah.
These green coffee beans have been soaked in dichloromethane solvent for 10 hours. During that time, the solvent extracts the caffeine out of the beans. The remaining solution is heated until the solvent evaporates, and voila, just the caffeine is left behind. In the factory, after the dichloromethane has been drained off, the beans are put into another solution that removes almost all of the remaining solvent. The beans now meet the FDA regulation and can be sent off for roasting.
So, is that safe to taste?
There'll be no dichloromethane there, and it's only been pure coffee beans, so I would say, yeah, you're safe to taste a small quantity.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, dear.
See? Darren,
Try
oh
it.
dear.
Oh, it's quite thick.
Cool. What's that like? But that's horrible, isn't it?
It's just quite bitter.
Quite bitter? You took a load in your mouth as well. But you know what? There's definitely that coffee punch, that robust bitterness. That's where some of that flavour's gone. It's here. We've extracted the flavour as well as the caffeine.
Yeah.
And what we've left with is probably a drink that's absolutely acceptable as coffee, but is a bit more mild.
That's right, yeah, definitely.
It's interesting because I get the bigger picture. After being to the factory, I can see why they didn't really want me poking around looking at this solvent. One, because they're probably worried that I was going to dip my finger and taste it.
Possibly.
And two, as a coffee manufacturer, you know, this is something they use in their process. It is safe, but really, when you see suspected of causing cancer, they probably don't really want to talk about it.
No, I wouldn't think they would, no.
It's a shame. I wish they would. It'd save me coming here, wouldn't it? I could have stayed in Brazil.
It's not very good.
I had a bikini on half an hour ago.
Back now to chewing gum. And Kate's come to Germany.
We're on our way to the largest chemical plant in the world.
This plant, owned by BASF, spans 10 square kilometres. Here they make things like paint, pesticides, detergent, mattress foam, and the key ingredient in the gum most of us chew.
Welcome here. My name is Thomas Wettling.
Hello, Thomas. Lovely to meet you.
You're welcome.
So what part of the chewing gum base do they make?
Okay, so most of the chewing gums, of the quality chewing gums, contain polyisobutylene.
And if you had a chewing gum without polyisobutylene,
Yes,
what would it be like?
it would not be so tasty because polyisobutylene is responsible for let me say, a slow flavor release, which means you have a longer choy of your chewing gum.
And then what? Keeps the chew as well?
And it keeps everything together, yes. Makes the chew really smoothie and tasty. Here are some applications of our polyisobutylene. It's used for sealant, for insulating glass. Yeah, to protect the insulating glass, everywhere. And also in tires, not in each tire, but mainly in racing tires, to improve the grip, especially when it's raining. So this is the outside part of the plant. And here, over the pipe racks are coming the raw materials and everything you need. And the raw material is a liquefied gas. It's similar to what you have in your fire lighter, in your cigarette lighter.
Really?
And it's under pressure, and then you put in a catalyst, and then the reaction takes place.
What is your catalyst?
That is my secret here.
Right, so can we see what comes out the other end of that?
Yes, of course. Let's go over there to the filling station.
This way?
Yes.
So the gum base actually starts life as a gas, which is transformed using a secret ingredient into this.
Could I touch it?
Please do not touch it here, but we can take a sample over there, and then you can put it in your hands.
150 degrees and really sticky.
Yeah. And
that's like your fingers being stuck together by scorching super glue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to do that. So how hot is this stuff now?
It's cooling pretty fast, so let's...
Oh, that is sticky.
Whatever you like with it.
That is sticky stuff. Can I chew this now?
You could, but within BASF we have the strict rule not to put our products in our mouth here, in this stage of production.
This synthetic sticky substance is non-toxic, so it's safe to chew. But is it safe to swallow? Kate's back in London for an appointment at the University College Hospital with consultant Anton Emmanuel, who specialises in swallowing and digestion.
Anton.
Hi there.
Hello. So I've come to see you to find out definitively whether or not chewing gum can harm me if I swallow it.
So we can show you it in a very simple way of just watching what happens when you swallow. Right, so this is Amanda. Amanda's our clinical
Hi,
scientist.
Amanda. How are you doing?
Amanda's a wizard with the tube.
Amanda, I trust you. I trust you.
So there we go. So it's in your nose now. Beautiful. See? Lovely. If you drink now, it's going to go chin down and drink, and it's going to go straight down. Here we go, forward, and it's over. You've done brilliantly. That's it, all done. And it's finished.
Right, should we try some gum?
Whenever you're ready, we'll just watch the trace, and
I think I'm ready to swallow.
there's the moment as it's released. Pressure wave moving downwards, downwards, downwards. There's the gum moving down and then deposited into the stomach at that point there.
So it's gone?
It's in your stomach now, sitting under your rib cage, doing you no harm at all.
Straight through?
Strip down your gullet, down through your gut.
And my gut won't try to digest it?
Your gut will try, but it can't. It's like you can't digest a Lego block or something.
It'll just pass through?
It'll come through in the
Wow.
bowel.
Do you have a camera for that bit?
We do. You're tempted.
I think I've done my bit for today. Thanks very much.